Good morning, Cerritos High School, and happy Wednesday. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. And here are your announcements for Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. Well, Dons, our Commissioners of Multicultural Affairs, hope you enjoy this video for our Black History Month.
Nearly a century after the end of the Civil War and the dawn of Reconstruction, African Americans still found themselves fighting for their basic rights as citizens. The modern civil rights movement in the mid-20th century finally secured them.
Most historians actually date the start of the formal civil rights movement to Brown versus Board of Education. Brown really stokes the fervor of the nation. Then, in December of 1955, Rosa Parks decided as an act of resistance that she would not give up her seat to a white man on the bus.
Rosa Parks' deliberate act of resistance led to a bus boycott that thrust into the limelight a young preacher with a PhD. He would become one of the movement's most charismatic leaders. His name was the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
One of the most iconic moments is the March on Washington in 1963, led by Martin Luther King Jr.
200,000 people converge on the nation's capital to rally for civil rights. They come united in one cause.
One day right now in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
This becomes visualized on the news and begins to change the way that Americans are starting to think about the civil rights movement.
As the civil rights movement attained greater visibility, it was often met with increased brutality and violence. Yet in the midst of so much sacrifice and heartbreak, the work of civil rights activists began to bear fruit.
In 1964, President Lyndon Johnson signs the Civil Rights Act of 64, and that's designed to desegregate businesses and government employment. And then in 1965, President Johnson signs the Voting Rights Act of 65.
The passage of the Voting Rights Act was a monumental victory for African Americans. Tragically, just 3 years after it was passed, Dr. King would be assassinated. Many feel looking back that the movement died that day. But in fact, the movement took on new forms and continued. And it must continue today, as important victories such as the Voting Rights Act are under attack.
Until we deal with the fact that the backlash is often made possible not just by the other side growing in power, but by those who claim to care about equality losing their own resolve. There will be moments of this cycle happening over and over again.
Thank you, Commissioners of Multicultural Affairs. And Dons, don't forget to come out this Friday for our handprint activity to recognize Black History Month. Seniors, there is a senior privilege for you on Friday, February 11th during snack on Senior Hill. Please bring your ID card to receive your treat. Valentine grams. If you purchased a Valentine's Day gram, make sure to turn it into the gram box located outside the ASB room. They are due by Wednesday, today, the 9th. We will distribute the grams on Friday, the 11th during 5th period. Hey, Dons, love is in the air. Do you have a special someone you would like to express your appreciation or adoration to? The library is offering you an opportunity to make your own Valentine's Day card. Drop by the library this week and walk out with a heartfelt Valentine's Day card designed by you. See you there. Hey, Chikar and J&H Dons. We have a general meeting on Thursday, February 10th at lunch in room 209. Come over and join us as we learn about our semester's first club events. Well, Dons, on behalf of ASB, we hope you have a great Wednesday.